to take this time and do a little bit of yoga. I just tried to take a job in the medical community and my car battery died. So I decided to take that as a sign to stay home, kind of like a force, and do yoga with you guys. So this is my first video. And if I step out of frame, please forgive me, but let's try our best. If you have any props, feel free to grab those. If you just have a mat or want to work on a soft space on the floor, then please do that, okay? So let's start seating. Coming to a nice, comfortable position. Sitting up really nice and tall and just taking the space right now to come in to the moment and become present. Maybe we'll do about 40 minutes. A little bit of a gentle practice in the beginning, and then some standing poses, and a cool down, a little bit of meditation. Just connecting to ourselves in this time, trying to listen to what the universe or the earth is saying. Maybe there's a message. I think there are a lot of messages right now, so just tapping into what feels true and right for you and honoring that space. That's what we're going to try to do. Maybe you bring your hands to your knees. Palms facing down is very grounding. Palms facing up is receiving. I think I want to do a little bit of grounding today, so I'm going to bring my hands, palms facing down, and I'm going to put my thumb and index finger together. This mudra of knowledge. And take a couple of deep breaths. You're welcome to add a little playlist if you like, or just practice in silence. And bringing the chin to the chest, elongating the back of the neck. Sitting up nice and tall, broaden across the collarbones. Move those shoulders up and back onto the back. Sometimes being in stillness is the hardest part, so connecting to your breath is essential. Maybe even counting to 5 on an inhale will help take the mind to a place of focus. And then counting to 5 on an exhale, slow and steady breathing. Maybe you keep the mouth closed, allowing the breath to come in deeply through the nose. And again, exhaling with the mouth closed, allowing it to find its way out the nose, but coming from the base of the belly, the back of the throat. Maybe it sounds like the rustling of wind through the trees. Maybe it sounds like the ocean, rolling waves. Couple more. notice how your body's feeling right now, how your mind is feeling, how the breath is responding. Fluttering your eyes open, let's inhale, your arms up and overhead, and then take it right back down, palms coming down. Inhale, reaching the palms up to the sky, and exhale, take them down. Take this a few times. Inhale, reach and rise. Inhale and exhale it down softly. One more time like that. Inhale, interlace the hands, flip the palms, allow the shoulders to soften, the ribs to soften. Exhale and round out the spine, curling it out, releasing the hands. Inhale, reach it up like that. Once again, interlace, flip the palms, exhale and round it out. Good. Inhale, take it to the top. We're not going to interlace this time. We're just going to take it over to one side. Try to draw your shoulder away from the ear. Just breathe into this space. Maybe you gently turn the torso and head towards the sky. If it feels good to look down and look up, just take little gentle head nods as if you were shaking your head no, down and up. And then take that over to that opposite side, reach the arms. Draw the shoulder away from the ear. I like to bring my palm facing the sky. Maybe you turn just a little bit more towards the ceiling. Use that beautiful breath. And then if it feels good, look down. And look up. I can feel that in my neck and my trapezius muscles. Even this gentle movement is very helpful. Good, and come back, roll those shoulders up and out, beautiful. Inhale the arms up one more time and exhale it down. Let's come onto our hands and our knees for some cat and cow. So lining up your wrists right underneath your shoulders. Keep your fingers really nice and spread wide apart. Maybe the index finger is pointing towards the center, and then inhale, reach your heart forward, exhale and round your back. Let the neck come in line with the spine as you do this. And again, use that beautiful breath in and out. Take it at your pace. Slowly reach your heart forward. Inhale, exhale and round. Moving into the spine. Maybe you take these little circles here with the hips. They can be big or small, so whatever feels right in your body with your knees, your back. I like to kind of come through my child's pose as I do. They can just be little weight bearing on the hands. And taking that opposite direction, you can start slow and small and make the circles bigger. Moving into the body, reconnecting with the breath. Yoga is just an observation, how you're feeling, how you're doing. Maybe you come down into that child's pose, head comes to the mat or floor. Walk those fingers forward, reaching your arms forward, but drawing the shoulder blades onto the back body. Take a few deep breaths here. Allow the hips to soften and release. Let's walk the hands over to the right for a moment, feeling a stretch in that left side body, all underneath the armpit. Take it over to that opposite side. Reach, reach, reach. And come back to center. Find your hands and your knees one more time. Good. We're going to find our downward facing dog. You can get there by coming into that child's pose, walking those hands forward. Spread your fingers really nice and wide Tuck your toes and shift your hips up and back. Come into that first beautiful downward facing dog. Pedaling out the feet here. Letting the head and neck release. Pressing those hips and thighs up and back. Pressing the floor away. Feet are about hips distance. Hands are about shoulder distance. Maybe you come really high up onto the tippy toes. Bend your knees a lot. Feel the length in the spine and then begin to straighten those legs. Work the heels towards the earth. Find downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Let that head and neck release. Breathe right here. Pressing the weight into the fingertips or the thumb and index finger side of the hand to take the weight out of the wrists. Breathe one more breath. We're going to walk those hands back towards the feet. Open up your feet a little bit wider than your hips. Grab opposite elbows, and I want you to bend generously. Maybe your belly and your thighs meet. You can bob up and down. You can sway side to side. Try to release in the back body, release in the neck. Take those beautiful deep breaths. Maybe you release the hands. Straighten the legs a little bit. Bring them right back underneath the hip bones. Inhale, reach your heart forward. Just like we were doing in cat and cow. Exhale and release. Inhale, either find your fingertips right here. Nice flat back. Exhale, lower down and release. Inhale one more time right here. Or maybe, to keep that back flat, press hands onto the shins. Find that beautiful flat back, including the neck in line with the spine. Try not to lock the knees here, just a tiny little bend in those knees. Fold down. Inhale one more, just like that. Straighten up, reach up, blossom out. Exhale, flow it down. Just gentle movements right here. Last one right here. Inhale, lengthen halfway, fingertips to floor, or again, hands to shins to find that beautiful flat back. Exhale, release, and we're standing up, rolling up, or flat back all the way to the sky, hands to your heart, and breathe. Good. Bring your feet right underneath your hips. Now sometimes we step really wide apart. We think we have these great big hips, but they're not quite as big as we often think. So you can always bring big toes to touch as well. I like to do feet about hips distance apart. And we're going to take those same movements, the half sun salutes, just like we were doing a moment ago. Inhale, reach your arms to the sky. And exhale, fold forward, dive down, bend the knees a little bit as you do. Inhale, lengthen halfway, reach. Fingertips to floor or hands to shins. Exhale and fold. Sweep the sky, reach up, rise up. Hands to your heart. Good. We'll take this a couple of times. It really is a wonderful stretch. Inhale to the top, exhale and fold forward, dive down. Inhale, lengthen halfway, reach. Exhale and fold. Sweep the sky, reach up, rise up. Hands to your heart and breathe. Good. Take it again. Reach and rise. Dive it down. Inhale, lengthen, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale and fold, Uttanasana. Sweep the sky, reach up, rise up. Hands to your heart. Good. Take it again. Inhale, reach and rise. Fold forward, dive down, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale and fold. Sweep the sky, reach up, rise up. Use the breath with each movement. Taking that one more time. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Sweep the sky, reach up. Hands to your heart and breathe. Good. We're adding on to the lunge. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, fold forward, dive down. Inhale, lengthen halfway. We want to step that. I'm going to walk up so that I can step back. Right leg back. Knee right on top of your ankle, find this beautiful lunge and breathe. Good. We don't want our knee to go past our ankle. You can always bring the back knee to the earth right here. You can always put a blanket underneath to support the knee. Breathe into this beautiful lunge. Reach that heart forward. Lengthening, lifting. You can always take those blocks right here to help you get that little bit of extra length. And I don't know if you guys have blocks or props at home. Options. Good. Bring that back knee to the floor. Release the toes. Reach up. Rise up right here. Low lunge. Soften the shoulders. Draw the belly in. Breathe. Bring your hands to your heart. Let's bring that elbow to knee. Reconnect. Breathe into the space. A little bit of a twist. And gently come back. Plant those hands. Tuck the toes. Pick up that back leg. Let's stay right here. Plant the right hand down. Left arm comes up. Come into a little twist. Again, back knee can be on the floor for this. Maybe your head is reaching towards the sky gently, only as much as is comfortable. Breathe. Gently release that hand. Good. We're going to step back up to the top. You might take 1 or 2 steps. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale and fold. Sweep the sky, reach up, rise up. Hands to your heart. I'm not sure if I'm going out of frame. I don't think so. Good. Second side. Inhale it up to the sky. Exhale. Fold it down. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Reach. Exhale, bend your knees. Plant your palms. Let's take that left leg back. I'm going to walk my toes forward so that I can get that ankle on top of my knee. You can bring the back knee down or keep it lifted. Breathe into this space. Fingertips, hands to floor or blocks. Find that beautiful heart reaching forward. Breathe. Low lunge. I'm going to bring that back knee down onto the earth. Release the toes. Reach up. Rise up. Low lunge. Soften the shoulders and the ribs. Exhale, bring your hands down. Plant the palms. Pick up that back knee. We're going to plant that left hand down, right arm comes up, twist. Use the breath here, always breathing. Let the breath guide you and serve you. You can always keep that back knee on the earth. Always honor your body and your practice. Gently release the hand down. We're going to bring a little bend in that back leg. We're going to step 1 or 2 steps back up to the top. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold. Sweep the sky, reach it up, rise up. Hands to your heart and breathe. Flowing again through Surya Namaskara A, a little sun salute, very similar to what we just did. Inhale, reach and rise. Fold it forward, dive it down, tiny bend in those knees. Inhale, lengthen halfway, reach, find that flat back. Exhale, bend your knees, plant your palms, step back to your plank pose, top of a push-up. Pause right here. Shoulders are over wrists, breathe into this space. Find that nice solid core. Everything is working. I'm going to roll forward slightly and we can bring those knees down or don't. Just lower all the way down. Draw those elbows back, come low. Inhale, reach your heart forward for your low cobra. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift your heart. Reach, reach, reach a little bit. Low cobra. Exhale and lower. One more like that. Inhale, reach your heart up. Exhale, tuck your toes, shift your hips, find downward facing dog. I like to come through my tabletop. Maybe you just roll right over your toes. honoring your practice. Couple of breaths right here. Downward facing dog. Pressing the floor away. Head moves between the arms. Come high up onto your toes. Bend your knees a lot. Look forward and step or walk to the top. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Find that flat back. Exhale, fold and sweep the sky. Reach up, rise up, hands to your heart. Good. We'll take that again. We're going to add on Surya Namaskara B. Inhale, reach and rise. Exhale, fold forward, dive it down. Inhale, lengthen, halfway reach. Exhale, bend your knees, plant your palms, step one leg back and then the other. Lower down. Inhale, stay low for cobra or slide those hands back underneath of your wrists. Straighten your arms, upward facing dog. Press up and out. Make space between the ear and the shoulders and breathe. Good. Find your way back to downward facing dog. Right leg comes high for a moment. Bring your knee to your nose and your shoulders over your wrists, coming into a little curl. Curl it in, looking down at the knee and the feet, and breathe. We're going to step that foot through. Again, getting that knee on top of the ankle. You might have to help it to get there. We just want to keep our body safe as best as we can. We're going to spin that back heel down. We're going to rise up to warrior one and open up palms together to warrior two. So in our warrior two, heel is in line with the back arch. Knee is on top of the ankle. And bring those fingers reaching forward and backwards. Good. We're going to keep our shoulders on top of our hips. So there's no reaching. We're not pressing our weight forward because that can put a lot of pressure on our front knee joint. Good. Let's bring those palms up to the sky. Straighten that leg. Inhale, reach and rise those arms up. And then just rebend and bring those palms back down. Exhale. Flip the palms up. Inhale, reach and rise. Exhale, rebend. Knee on top of ankle. Good. Reach it up. Rise up. Exhale, rebend. Breathe right here. Hold right here. Warrior two. Virabhadrasana two. We're going to straighten that front leg, shift the hips back, reach your front hand forward, find triangle pose, Trikonasana, tiny bend here. In that front knee, we don't want to dump into our knee joint again. Always want to protect the knee. Maybe the head looks forward, maybe it takes slightly up to the sky. You can stay looking down, doesn't matter. You can have the hand here on that shin, finding your block. You can have it in front of you. Maybe you reach down and find the floor with your fingertips. So a couple of options, but just staying right there on the shin is a lovely option. Keeping that tiny bend in the knee and broadening here, opening up to the sky. Look down, bring your top hand to your hip, bend your front leg, bring your hand inside the foot. You can use that arm to press that knee open. I'm going to take a side angle pose right here. Let's turn that top palm to the wall behind you and then bend it. Just place it on the low back. Maybe you can slide it around and bring those fingertips onto your thigh. Otherwise, just keep it bent at the sacrum and breathe. Reach it up and release. Look down, root to rise, press to stand. Find that beautiful warrior. Maybe you're feeling it in the legs. Straighten the legs. I'm just going to take it right back to that opposite side instead of doing the flow. So pointing both feet towards the front and then take it to that opposite side. So turn that, I'm on my left, I'm not sure which one is the opposite for you, I guess it would be. And turn these back toes about a 45-degree, pointing towards that front edge of the mat. Take your arms out really nice and then bend that knee right on top of your ankle. I like to wiggle it forward to get that nice little long stance. Heel in line with arch, warrior two, and breathe. Let's flip those palms up, straighten the leg. Reach up to the sky, inhale. Rebend just that leg, look down, out, cross your front fingers. Inhale, reach it up and rise. Exhale, rebend, keeping these shoulders right on top of your hip bones. Once again, inhale, rise. Exhale, bend, bring those palms right back down. And straighten that front leg. We're going to bring the hip back, reach your front hand forward, front triangle pose, Trikonasana. Hand can come right there on that shin. Opposite arm reaches to the sky. Keep a tiny bend in this knee. We don't want to dump into that joint. And head comes where it's most comfortable. Up, straight, or down is fine. Use the breath. Look down, bring your top hand to your hip and bend that front leg. We're going to bring it inside, finding your fingertips or your block. Maybe you use that arm to press that knee open, revolving yourself open to the sky. Take your top arm back up for side angle pose. Another variation is just to stay right here, elbow to knee. I'm going to turn that top hand palm towards the wall behind you and then just bend, finding the low back. Maybe your hand can find the thigh. Doesn't matter if it does or it doesn't. Couple of beautiful breaths right here. Reach your top arm back up, root to rise, press to stand, finding that warrior two. This time we will windmill down to the floor. Bring the ball of the back foot, step back to step back to downward facing dog. Your choice really, taking your flow or pulling right back to down dog. In my practice, I like to skip that chaturanga, that push-up into up dog and into down dog, because I have some pain. And I just find I enjoy not doing it, so I honor my practice. You honor your practice. Taking a few deep breaths here, really pressing the floor away. Spread those fingers really nice and wide. Work those heels towards the earth. Let that head and neck release. Coming down into your child's pose, big toes touching, knees wide. Hands can stay straight or bringing them behind you. Head to the earth. Good. We're just going to sit up onto our knees, swing our bum around. Bring our feet out in front of us. Sit up high and tall into those sits bones. Flex your feet. Inhale, reach your arms up and fold it forward. Wherever the hands come, maybe they fall onto the feet or the shins, or it doesn't matter. Just try to reach that heart forward, looking past that front edge of your mat. Forward fold. tall. Find the soles of the feet together. Reaching your heart up, up, up. Broadening across your collarbones and just hinging forward. So we don't want to round down, curling and arching just to get our head towards our feet. We want to lengthen and lift and hinge at the hips and allow your body to go in its own time, as deep as it is ready for today. Every day is different. Slowly with the breath, let it unwind, let it melt deeper. Some people may want to walk the hands forward. Listening to your body, listening to the signs, to the messages that are out there. Bring those knees back in straight and those legs. Maybe we take a wide-legged forward fold. Opening up the legs, walking those hands forward. The feet can be flexed or loose, whatever feels right for you today. Nice deep breathing. And giving your mind something to focus on, that which is your breath. Let's walk your hands to one side, doesn't matter which side, framing that foot. Whatever side you're on, take that forearm and press it against the shin. Maybe you just place the hand near the ankle or reach around and grab hold of that ankle. Use the elbow to kind of press into the knee to open your body up into a twist. I do flex my feet here in this one. Reach your top arm to the sky and then just bend hand to head. Breathe here and find that beautiful twist, opening your heart. Some people might like to bring that top hand towards their toes, but there's no need for that. And release it up, up, up. Good. Let's walk it forward for a moment. Forward fold, and then come over to that opposite side, framing that foot, breathing into it, melting into it. Take your shin, forearm to shin, press them into each other. Maybe you grab hold of the ankle or just keep the hands straight. Elbow presses in just a little bit towards that knee, and then reach your heart open to the sky. Bend that hand to the head and breathe into this beautiful twist. Gently coming out of it. Let's take those legs straight, shake them out. I just like to make that noise. Good, beautiful. We're gonna come onto the back body for a few breaths or for a few moments. Hug your knees into your chest and give yourself a squeeze. Let's take the hands to the tops of the knees and make little circles here, just kind of massaging that low back. Let's take those circles in the opposite direction. Just taking the arms kind of long and then bending them as the knees kind of go round and round. Let's hug the right knee into the chest. Left hand can be either planted right there on the floor, left foot, or straighten that leg down. And if you do, flex the left toes, anchor that left thigh onto the earth, and hug that right leg in. Breathe. Maybe you bring the hands interlaced behind the thigh, taking that right leg up to the ceiling, flexing the foot as if someone were to put a tray on top, and breathe, both legs active. Maybe you reach your hands forward, lift the head and shoulders, maybe even the opposite leg reaches up. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And bring both knees into the chest. Give yourself a squeeze. Second side, we're going to hug that left knee in. Right leg can just plant here, bent, foot on floor. Or extend that leg all the way straight. Flex the foot and anchor that right thigh down onto the earth. Hug the left knee in, breathe. Maybe you interlace the hands behind that thigh, take that leg up to the ceiling, flex the foot, breathe. If you'd like to reach your hands forward, shoulders lift, head lifts, maybe even this right leg lifts. Breathe into this space. I don't think you can see my right leg, but it is lifted. Good, and hug both knees back into the chest. Give yourself a squeeze. Let's put the head towards the knees, curl into a little bitty ball. And then release and let it go. Let's plant those feet right underneath of you for a moment. We'll do a couple of dynamic bridges. So if you can graze the heels, don't come closer than that. You want them approximately hips distance and underneath the knees. We're just going to inhale, lift, lift, lift the hips, press into the heels, exhale, lower down. Let's take the arms up and overhead towards the back wall. So we're going to do that, and then exhale, come down at the same time. Inhale, reach arms up and overhead, lift, lift, lift those hips, and then rebend, exhale it down. Two more like that. Inhale, reach and rise, lift, lift, lift. Exhale, lower it down. And last one right there. Lift it up. Exhale, lower down. Good. Coming into figure four, thread the needle. Right ankle crosses over top of left knee and flex that right foot. Reaching through the left hole or the hole, hug around that left leg and draw it in. As you do, hands are interlaced around the left thigh. Take your right elbow and press your right leg away from you. There's that beautiful pulling and pressing action. Hopefully it feels marvelous in the hips. And the back body is lengthening against the earth. And breathe. Keeping the right foot flexed, or both feet if you like, flexed to protect the knee. switching sides, we're going to take that left ankle over top of the right and flex that left foot, reaching around through the right leg, through the hole. Interlace your hands behind that right leg and hug it in towards you. You can always keep your foot on the earth and just press that opposite leg away with your hand. If you are taking that little wrap, interlace that right leg in and press the left elbow into the left thigh, pulling and pressing and breathing. Figure 4 or thread the needle. Good, gently releasing that bind, grabbing the outer edges of the feet for your happy baby. Letting the knees splay open, feeling the length of the body against the earth. If this is a bit too deep, just grab hold here of the shins and let those legs splay open, breathing, releasing, letting it go. Using the breath. Some people like to dwell in stillness. I love to dwell in stillness. Some people like to sway side to side, whatever is your preference. Maybe you take your 2 fingers and grab hold of the big toe and take it nice and open. Whatever you want to do, take a couple of last fidgets, last movements. Maybe you'd like to press your elbows into the earth and take your legs overhead. Or maybe you just take these legs up to the sky for a moment, flexing and pointing the legs. Any final bits that you'd like? We'll do one twist here after this, I think. And then we'll do some Shavasana or seated meditation. Good. Wherever you are, bring your knees into the chest. I'm going to make space. And hug your knees into your chest. Open your arms out to the sides and let the legs fall to the right. Maybe you look over that left opposite shoulder. Any of your favorite twists that you'd like to do. It's your choice. Softening and melting a bit more. Trying to let go a bit more. Coming back to center, hug those knees into the chest. Maybe you level out the hips if you had done any deviating. Hug those knees in and take them over to that opposite side. Looking out over the opposite shoulder if that feels good. Melting, releasing, and twisting. Any variation. Gently coming back to center. Let's level out those hips one more time. Let's plant the knees again. The feet underneath the knees. Actually taking it as wide as your mat or a little bit farther. So opening up the feet, and we're gonna windshield wiper side to side, dynamically moving the legs back and forth like a little windshield wiper. Tick tock, tick tock. Feels really good in the low back. And the legs, the thighs. Let's pause on one side. Let's pause on the left side. And as you do, take that, knees are falling to the left. Take your left leg, maybe you place it on top of that right knee for a tiny bit of a deeper twist. Only if it feels good, as always. Nice breath or two here. And then coming back, tick tock, one or two more times till we get to that opposite side to the right. And then that right foot lifts up, places it on the left leg, and allow that to just take a little bit of a deeper twist right here. Just for a moment, a few breaths. Back to center, lift up and down, hug your knees back in, give yourself a squeeze, lift, lift, lift. Head to knees, and release. Now we're gonna find our final resting pose. So shift those hips right underneath of you, walk your shoulders underneath of you. We're gonna take our body nice and long, legs straight. Let the feet splay softly on the earth. Hands come down to your sides, palms facing up, or maybe you just come one hand to belly, one hand to heart. Maybe you cover the body with a blanket to create that warm space, safe space. I'm going to roll to one side and come to a seated position. If you want to do a seated meditation, feel free to do that with me, or lying on your back, take your Shavasana. I guess we are going to do the full length of the practice, 60 minutes-ish. This will be a final 5 to 10 for your Shavasana. So thank you so much for joining me now. Please bear with me for this final resting pose or seated meditation, as it can be the most important part of your practice. We do this yoga, this physical practice. There are so many elements to yoga, but we do the physical practice so that we can quiet down and settle into our seated meditation. Trying to soften here, closing the body, closing the eyes, shutting down the mind. We're going to become the observer again, noticing what's happening, noticing how you're different from when you started, how your breath might be different, your mind may be different, and your body may be different. Allowing the breath to come back to its normal, natural state. to count to 5 on an inhale. Count to 5 on an exhale. Maybe you can sense where the air comes out onto the upper lip, just underneath the nose. Feel that sensation there. I'm going to read you something that came to me just an hour ago. I told you that my car battery did not start as I was on my way to take a job out in a medical facility. And I said, okay, I was halted from proceeding, so I accepted that. And I hope you accept whatever signs you're receiving. I hope you listen. I hope you go inside. Right now, in this time, it's almost like we're very good at resisting the signs, resisting the pauses that are presented to us. We're so used to going and going, but we have to slow down. We have to quiet down. We have to listen in. And isn't it beautiful, all the things that people are doing to find their true heart self, their creative space, reconnecting with their families, reconnecting with things that maybe they put off. I know I've been very busy in this time. This quarantine. My days have been flying by, to be honest, doing projects that are keeping me incredibly focused, nurtured. Staying safe. And connecting to your loved ones, whatever way you're able to, online. One of my favorite teachers from Zen Riot said she would take a little memento and bring it with her, maybe putting on a hat or using a mug that somebody might have given you, or something that reminds you of someone else, something that you can just remember and dedicate that moment to. So this message that came to me said, you are receiving signs. The universe, a higher power, energy, your loved ones on the other side, God, if you choose to call it that, and your spirit guides are sending these messages to you, reaching out to you, trying to connect with you. It is happening. It is happening a lot. And deep down, you already know it. How does this happen? How does a sign manifest? What is the energy that drives these signs and makes them possible? What is the power source? We are when we shed our bodies, we become the same universal life force, a massive swirl of light and love and energy. Our energy, our light, our love, our consciousness does not end when we physically die. It endures, and it links with the light energy of everyone else in existence, connecting to the one great universal life force. This is the energy behind the powerful cords of light that connect us to the other side. And the energy behind the signs that the other side is indeed sending us. This energy is us. This battery is light and love. The source is the eternal, universal self. And as a result, that force can send us an orange or 1,000 oranges just when we really, really need it.